what inspired you to found your organization?
Um, I was inspired. It was about 4 or 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I was at a birthing conference, and I heard this amazing midwife. Look her up, Jenny Joseph, speak on the devastating infant maternal mortality rates in this country and the disparities that exist amongst Black women and Black babies. Um, just a little bit of background. I am a doula and a childbirth educator. And I got into this field just wanting to help mamas have their babies like hippies in their homes, you know? Until Jenny Joseph opened my eyes to the reality. And it was that devastating reality that said to myself that this idea of pro-life activism, what I'm doing is not right. You know, the typical run-of-the-mill, giving the statistics on abortion in the Black community, make me want to vomit, that you hear from the pro-life community began to really tick me off, quite frankly. And so what happened is, a few years later, I was introduced to my friend and now co-founder of the organization that we run, and we started unpacking the disparities that exist within our own community. And so we decided we're gonna start an organization that addresses infant and maternal mortality, okay? And not only is it addressing infant and maternal mortality, we're unpacking biases that we all have as human beings. We're making sure that every person that is volunteering, that works for our organization, is not only trained in cultural competency, because you can never truly be competent in someone else's culture. That's actually quite insulting. But cultural humility. Then we're also unpacking the real fact. I'll just tell you this. I was on a panel with Wendy Davis, the AFIA Center and Rebirth Equity Alliance in December. It was great. It's a great panel. And the one thing that I said is that until whiteness is no longer the standard, Black women will continue to die. It's the truth. And so because I know this is the reason why I co-lead the organization that I lead in Dallas. And how are we addressing that? We're addressing it by providing free health care to anyone, regardless of their ability to pay. You can be making 6 figures. You can not afford to go to an OB. You can be a single mother of 5 and can't take off of work to see a doctor. We're providing care that's culturally sensitive and relevant, that sees women for who they are, that addresses the systems that kill women, especially systems that kill Black women. That's what we're doing. And so, I don't like the fact that I'm in this position. I don't. I think anyone that fights for reproductive justice, honestly, I'm just gonna keep it real, you guys. Women that fight for reproductive justice are not the enemy. I'm gonna say it again. Women who fight for reproductive justice are not the enemy. I think everyone in this room needs to have a clearer understanding of the history at play here. And we must begin to listen to understand rather to respond, okay? The work that I'm doing in the community that I serve is heartbreaking, and yet it's so fulfilling when we see one of our moms give birth and is empowered and doesn't walk away, giving birth and empowered, but walks away knowing that she's gonna be supported, okay? And this is the deal, I've had women come to me for doula support because they literally do not want to die in childbirth. So I asked this question, You know, what's the use in all that we're doing if women are afraid that they're not going to survive childbirth because of a nurse who has a bias against her, a racial bias, a prejudice? We have to start addressing those things. And I along with my team and our organization, we are addressing those. That's what we have to do. Prenatal care, free. Childbirth education, doula support, postpartum support for mothers who do not have family, do not have anyone that knows that she's bleeding too much, where she's most at risk after giving birth. That's what we're doing. That's what we need to do. That's pro-life.